This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, ETHU, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. And we'll take a look at the indexes who are just smoking higher on the news that they might end the old government shutdown this week and talks with China. We'll have to see. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin. Now I'm still long the BITX. That's up here almost 8%. The IBIT is up 3.89%. So we're actually looking very, very good off of this nice, good bottoming tail, which held that 200-day very, very nicely. Okay, so when we were selling this down, okay, we put this higher high situation in here, and we start selling this all the way down. I said, always look for opportunity, and this was the king of opportunity sitting right there. Now, we noticed that we never made it down to that 50-day, but we held that 200-day right dead nuts. Look at that. Just she's a beaut, Clark. Okay, now, today's what we're looking for on the upside is you're looking at 111 on 945. So you want to just go right to the left of the chart here, 112, 280. That's going to be your next target. Right above that, we got 112, 979. That's your 8-day. And then we have the 100-day right above that at 113, 382. Now, next target was going to be is 115, 130 level. Then we have your 21-day at 115, 633. Those are all your simple moving averages. And that's going to be very, very strong resistance, especially this 8-day, because across the 20-day, the 50-day, and the 100 SMA. Now, remember, this one day does not make a trade. And remember, we always have turnaround Tuesday. So we've got to see how this is going to shake out here now. Okay. So on the downside here, what we're watching is this level right here. Okay. So bottom line, look at the bottom there, 110, 295. That's what you're going to be looking at. Your next support level could be right at the top of this candle here at 109, 470. Then we come to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 107. 720 level. Then we come over here to the left of the chart. You're looking at 105, 440, and then we're going to have your big retest down there at that 330, 692 level, which is your 200-day. We lose that, then our next target is going to be the 50-day at 102, 942 level. Okay, so right now here, we're just trading this. I'm long the BITX, working out very, very nicely. Okay, now remember, BITX is paying about over a 12% dividend, okay, and they pay that instead of paying 12% dividend, like averages out to a year, which it does, but they pay the dividend every month. We come up to this month here, it looks like about 61, 62 cents a share is what they're going to be paying out. So that should be a really, really nice, good little bonus. Okay. Now, again, we're just watching that 8-day. That's going to be very, very critical. We can get above it. Then we have that 100-day, and then that 50-day, and that 21-day, and we get that 8-day to curl right back up again. And we take this high price higher, maybe retest that 127, 240 level. Now, you're sitting here at 43. That's not overbought or oversold. The green below your red. But this is really at the bottom here. This could curl right on up. But again, that 8-day is going to be strong resistance. So when that futures open at 6 p.m. tonight, this 8-day is not going to be 112, 971. This 8-day is going to be lower. Okay, so just remember that. So right now, what's really watching is that top of that candle, 112, 280. But the 8-day, that is everything until we get back above it. Okay, now here, weekly chart by Friday. We want to hold that 112,960. That's that 21-day, and we want to get above that 113,801. That would be great. Then we can start running up all the rest of these candles and maybe even retest that 127,240. Now, you notice that 8-day did not cross that 21-day, came right down, and now we're going sideways here. So, again, let's be very, very patient with what we got going on here. Now, 51, that's not overbought or oversold. The green is below your red, but that doesn't say that can't curl up. Remember, this is a weekly chart, so it takes a little bit longer situation. So again, watch today's high and watch today's low. And that's what we're going to be trading against when those futures open. 111, 945 on the high side, 107, 690 on the downside. All right, let's take a look at the Ethereum ETF, ETHU. Okay, now this is not doing very good here today, okay? So you can see here where we rallied right on up here, we have a double top situation, came right on down, it was right into this resistance level, and then we just sold right on off here nicely. Now, you can see where it popped right on up here, okay? So I should say you're up there about a 7 today, but that 8-day is stopping it, so we just gapped right on up. So downside, this is what we're watching, 113.08. That's your 100-day. We lose that, we're going to come to today's low. You're looking at 111.08. And then we're going to look to the top of that candle at 107.11. Okay, so the bottom is your gap. That is your fill. And then what we do is we come to the bottom of that candle at 99.45. Then we have this 92.30 level sitting right here at that 200 SMA here. Now, the upside ball, you can see, is very, very easy. We got to watch that 119.24. You got to get back above that. If we can, then we'll come to the top of that candle, 122.86. We'll come top of there, 126.49. And then we're going to be looking for this 131 area, that 27.227. That's going to be very, very strong resistance. Now, again, if we get above that, then we got a nice tag at 133.31. We look at the top of this candle here, 142.57, and then 145.29. That's your 50 SMA here. But right now here, well, we just have a gap up, but we got a red candle. Let's just see here how this is all going to shake out here overall kind of a situation. But just watch that 8-day. That's going to be very, very critical. That's going to get above that. There's your big target. Next target is going to be your 50-day downside. Just watch that 100-day. Then we have the gap, the fill, and then we can have Friday's low at that 99.45, and we could work your way down to 92.30 level. Okay. Now, right here, now overbought, oversold, and the green is here. We're sitting right at the bottom here. So again, if we can get above that 8-day, this thing could rip much, much higher. Now we look on a weekly chart. Okay, where we're looking right now, we're holding that 21-day. Very, very nice, 113.71. The next stop is going to be right there, is 107.31, and then we come down to last week's low at that 99.45. Upside, we could rally. This is what we'll be looking for, is 134.40. That is your 8-day. That's looking also very, very nice. Now, the green crossed over your red shows momentum to the downside, which is pretty obvious. But again, we're only sitting at here at 49. That's not overall overbought, oversold. So bottom line here, when we get above that 8-day, we got a good shot at the 21-day and the 50-day, but that 8-day is going to be king. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now, again, you know, gold came right on off here. We had an indecision candle this morning. So I'm watching this and watching this. All of a sudden, it took off. So I scalped a little bit of GLD. I'm all out of the trade right now. Okay, so that was a really good sell. Same way with here. Okay, now again, SLV, I'm in long SLV, and I'm still holding the SLV because we held this 8-day here on the actual silver. But with the gold here sitting at this kind of a price target, I just scalped it and I'm out of the GLD. Now, today's high, we made this high at 1382, where we're looking at, 4382. Now we're looking for that 4392. We cracked that. Going to go to 44 and then 4420, 4450. But realistically, I'm looking for that 4500 here on the old gold. Now you can see here how nice we're holding that 8-day. But this morning was a really nice, just sitting there with like an indecision candle, made a higher low, and then all of a sudden it just started moving here on other charts. So when I'm trading this, I look at a tick chart, a 1 and a 5-minute chart, and I just look just to scalp it to just get in and out of the day. Okay, I'm not a big gold trader, silver trader. I like the tech. I like the, crude oil, natural gas, gasoline, the tech, Bitcoin, that kind of thing, because you can't trade everything. But again, on the nice good scalp here on the GLD, worked out very, very nicely. Now, on the downside, we want to watch that 43.46 level. That's going to be key. And then we'll come down here to the top of this candle, 42.35. And then we'll be looking here for that 41.91. But you can see how nice it's holding this 8-day. And as long as we hold that 8-day, sideways to up action. Now, remember we had this red candle here on Friday. Again, one day does not make a market. Okay, that's what you always got to look. So we had this one red candle, and then we had green. One red candle, green. One red candle, and then green. And here we go again. But again, sideways action. So upside, watch that 43.92. Crack above it, 44, 44.20, 45.50. But I think you're going to be round yourself all the way up to that 4,500 mark. Okay, now. Right here, 79, you can see this is that absolute nosebleed section. That's what you're at here. And the same way the green is over your red. Shows good momentum and everything. But eventually this will come off. But again, in the meantime, just trade it. I just trade on the long side, not on the short side for right now. Again, we lose that 8-day, then we'll trade. We'll maybe take a little scalp ski all the way down here to that 21-day. Now, here, silver. I still got the SLB going. Simple reason is, came down, but it held this key 8-day. Okay, so now she's moving on up. So downside, you just watch that 50.45. That's that 8-day. Next level is 50.08, and then we come down here at 49.66. Your next level right there is 48.75, and then we're looking for 48.07. That is your 21-day. Now, upside, we're watching the top of that candle at 51.62 level. We get above that, we'll come up there at 52.63, and then we come up to the top of there, 53.61, and then 53.76 is your big breakout. Then we got to see when the rally's up here, what does it do? But I'll be looking for that 54. But overall, I think you're going to be looking for that 55 area, a level here on the, or pretty close to it, I should say, on the silver before we're going to have a correction kind of a situation. Now we have really kind of like a nosebleed section. It came right off here a little bit. Now we're just kind of hanging in there. The green is still over your red. So again, as long as we hold this 8-day, sideways to up action. All right, take a look here at crude oil. All righty, here we have the old crude ski. Okay, so you can see here, it's just like a whole lot of nothing. Now we put this bottoming tail in here. We had a bottoming tail there yesterday. So again, it got as low today as 56.96 level. What we're looking for next is going to be right there, is going to be that 55.30 and that retest of 55.12. We lose that, 53, 50, 47, and all the way down to 43 level. But right now, we're just kind of like just drifting lower, okay? Everything is just waterfall. See the 8-day, 21-day, 50-day, 100-day, 200-day, everything is just downslide, okay? So on the upside, what we're watching is today's high, obviously, 57.43 level. Then we'll come out here to the bottom of that candle, 57.68. Then we'll come to the bottom there at 58.22. And then we'll be looking right here at that 8-day at 58.54. That's going to be very critical. We get above that and we can march it right on up here. 59.11 will come up here. You got 59.82 level. And then we always look to the bottom of that candle right there at 60.40. Then we're looking for that 61.16, your 21-day. Then we have your 50-day at 62 and change. Then we have your 100-day. And then we have your 200-day at 66.07 level. But right now, we had this double top situation, and it just stair-stepping lower. That's all this thing is doing. And I believe in this time frame that we are going to retest that 55.12. Then we have to see what the reaction is once we get there. All right? Now, you're sitting at 31. That's still not oversold yet. See, down here, this is oversold. This is not oversold yet. This could go lower. Same way with the green below your red. This could go lower. So bottom line, what you're really watching on the upside is that key 8 SMA here, 58.54. You crack that, we got a shot at the 21-day. You got a shot at the 50-day, and then 100-day, and then we have 200-day. But unless there's some kind of a disruption, some kind of a situation going, I can't see where crude is going to be doing this big on rally. But again, you just never know what kind of situation. Just example like here, had the inverse head and shoulders pattern. I said going to the 200-day, that's where she went. And this was that war premium, okay? Israel in Hamas situation. Look at that war premium, but this is how it ends, okay? Now I say we're just falling off a cliff. So let's see if we can just maybe have a little run right toward that 8-day and then see what the reaction is. And maybe not, or she just sings on down. But always watch the retest at 55.12. All right, let's take a look here now at Natgas. All right, a lot of really good trading today. Okay, my TQQs, that is up there very nicely at 4%. Apple, very good trade up at 4%. Netflix, good trade. Palantir, very good trade. Tesla was a good scalp there today. Meta was a good trade. Amazon, okay. Nvidia, a lot of really good stuff, especially in even like the Bitcoin with the BITX. Very good trade. But my best trade today was UNG. Look at this. This is just ripping higher. Now, the contract roll isn't coming out to the 26th. That's next Sunday. But look at that, how nice she just popped right on up here. We got above the 8-day, the 21-day, and now we're heading right for that 200 SMA here. So upside, bottom line here, what we're watching is today's high, we had that 340. So all you got to do is look to the left here, and what do you see? 3.39, okay? See, that's why it stopped. Okay, see that? Now, next level, it can get above that. It's going to be right here at 346. And then we just march it right on up here. We're looking at 352. We're looking at 355. And then 358, that is your retest and your breakout. Now, again, we got to see what happens. Again, does it crack on through? Or does it just hit that and come right back down again like we had here? Now, you crack above that 358. Bring the price channel right across. This is what you got, okay? 362. We bring this channel right across here. What do you got? 375. Then we come over to the left of the chart. You got 384. Okay, we come right up, marching right up here at 388. 394. We got 4 flat. And then we have the old topper up here at 414. Okay, and then we keep on rolling. We got right up here. You got 425. We come up here at 447. We have 455. And then the big boy up here at 490. Now, that's not saying where it's going to go. But again, I like to show you where it could possibly go. Now, downside, we just want to look at just the reverse of what we have, okay? So your support level is going to be right there, okay, 3.35. Your next level is going to be right here at 3.31 level. Okay, then we'll come over the top of that candle at 3.25, and then we're looking for a 100-day at 3.22. Okay, we lose that. You got the 21-day, 317, and then we have your 8-day down there at 3.10, and then obviously your 50-day at 3.03. Okay, now we just gapped right up here. We did not feel this gap, and we have a nice big green candle. But if you look at the RSI, this got plenty of room to go to the upside. The green is curling up, so we got to see if this can rally above this candle right here. See that? 340, 339. See that? Look at that. See how strong that is? Now the next level, I say, is going to be that 200-day. Then we got to see if it can pop above that and hit that 358, or does it even make it up there? We got to see. So again, when the futures open, we're trading against today's candle, okay, 340 and 3.13 on the downside. Okay, let's take a look here at the old indexes. All right, here we have the indexes, just will not give up the old ghost, okay? So now, possibility they're tweeting out there today, or exiting out, or whatever they're doing there, is that they might have a deal and open up the government back this week. So we got to see if that's going to shake out or not, okay? And then there's peace talks there between T-Man, Russia, and Ukraine. So we got to see if that all settles out. So if it does, then you can see where the market is just sucking this up like a Hoover Deluxe. So the Dow's up about 500, SP up 71, and then Nasdaq's up 319. Now remember, watch out for turnaround Tuesday because it could be to the downside, but you never know. A lot of times they'll sell right off, and then the buyers come in, take it right on up again, or vice versa. So always pay attention to turnaround Tuesday. Now you can see we came right on down here. We went below that 50-day, but it closed back above it. See how nice that is? Now we're back above that 21-day. So downside, this is what you watch, 36, 313, there's your 21-day. Then we watch that blue one, which is your 8-day, and then we watch the 50-day. Well, right now, we're all holding. So we got as high today as that 46,754. We're watching this one right here, 46,693. This is what we're watching. Big retest, 47,049. Okay? So that's very, very simple. Okay? Now, here, S&P, same thing. Let me bigger up a little bit here. Okay? There, nicely. Okay. So we got as high today as that 67.44 level. So if you look right to the left of the chart here, you got 67.50. So you just came just a little bit shy of that. Next big target is going to be 67.64. You crack above that, you're going to go to that 6,800. Okay, just that simple. Downside, very easy. Watch the 21-day. Okay, right there, 66.73. Watch that 8-day. And then if we lose it, we come down to the bottom of that candle at 66.03, and then we watch the 65.70. That is your 50 SMA here. Okay, now here we are on the old NASDAQ. Now, just gapped right on up here. Okay, so what we're watching today so far, we had this high of 23.31. Basically, what you're really watching here is the next is this 23.119 level. You crack that, we just, it's blue sky. We crack these big numbers here as blue sky above. Okay, that's just always remember that. Now, downside here, we want to watch that 21-day. Right there, 22,690. We want to watch that 8-day. We lose that. We come to the bottom like Friday's low there, 22,736. And then we watch the 50-day at 22,141. Very, 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 very simple. Okay, so bottom line, we got to watch these numbers. We break through, we're just going to go higher. Okay, it's just a big, big melt up until it's not. That's how we're trading this. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.